My friends, we stand at a crossroads. Every day we face a choice. Will we live for the world, or will we live for Jesus Christ? The world beckons us with its glittering promises, it tempts us with fleeting pleasures and hollow achievements, but I'm here to tell you, there's a better way, a way that leads to true fulfillment and eternal joy. Living for Christ isn't just a choice, it's a transformation, it's a journey that will change every fiber of your being. When you give your life to Jesus, you're not losing anything, you're gaining everything. The world may offer temporary satisfaction, but Christ offers everlasting peace. The world may give you moments of happiness, but Jesus gives you unshakable joy. So I ask you today, which path will you choose? Will you live for the world, or will you give your life to Jesus Christ? Now let's talk about feeding, not the kind that fills our stomachs, but the kind that nourishes our souls. You see, we have a choice every day. We can feed our flesh, or we can feed our spirit. Feeding the flesh means indulging in worldly desires. It's giving in to temptation. It's choosing instant gratification over lasting fulfillment. But feeding the spirit, that's where true life begins. It's about nurturing our relationship with God. It's about spending time in prayer and meditation. It's about studying His Word and applying it to our lives. When we feed our spirit, we grow stronger in our faith. We become more resistant to the world's temptations. So how do we feed our spirit? We start by making time for God every day. When we consistently feed our spirit, we'll find that the desires of the flesh grow weaker. The Bible is our guidebook for spiritual growth. It's not just a collection of stories, it's God's living word. It's packed with wisdom that can transform our lives. Let's look at some powerful scriptures that teach us how to live for Christ. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This verse is a game changer. It tells us that transformation starts in our minds. We need to think differently. We need to see the world through God's eyes. When we do this, our actions will follow. We'll start making choices that align with God's will. The transformative power of faith. My friends, faith isn't just believing, it's a power that transforms. When we truly believe in Jesus, when we fully surrender our lives to Him, something miraculous happens. We change. Not just on the outside, but from the inside out. Our priorities shift, our values align with God's, our hearts soften, our love grows. I've seen hardened criminals become ministers of the gospel. I've witnessed addicts break free from their chains. I've watched broken families be restored. This is the power of faith in action. It's not about our strength, it's about God's power working through us. This transformation isn't always easy, but the result, it's worth every struggle. Reaping the rewards of a Christ-centered life. Living for Christ isn't just about the afterlife, it's about experiencing God's blessings here and now. When we align our lives with God's will, we tap into His abundant blessings. We experience a peace that the world can't give. We find a joy that circumstances can't shake. We discover a love that never fails. Jesus said in John 10:10, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." This isn't about material prosperity, it's about spiritual abundance. It's about living life to its fullest potential. When we live for Christ, we become the best versions of ourselves. We fulfill the purpose for which we were created. And that, my friends, is a reward that lasts forever. A call to embrace the divine path. My dear friends, I stand before you today with a burning passion in my heart. I'm not just here to deliver a message, I'm here to ignite a fire of commitment, a fire of devotion, a fire that will consume your old life and forge a new one in Christ. The time for half-hearted faith is over. The time for lukewarm commitment has passed. Today, right now, God is calling you to a higher life. He's inviting you to step out of the shadows of worldly living and into the glorious light of His presence. This isn't just an invitation, it's a divine summons, it's a holy calling. Will you answer? Will you say yes to a life lived fully for Christ? Imagine for a moment what your life could be. Imagine the peace that could flood your soul. Imagine the joy that could bubble up within you. Imagine the love that could flow through you. This isn't a fantasy. This is the reality of a life surrendered to Jesus.